Hello, my name is Manny Alvarez, a member of the East Brunswick Historical Society, and we're here today after a beautiful program given by Susan Addelston, who spoke about the First Ladies of the United States. A lot of history, some funny things, some not so funny, but real history.
When we talk about First Ladies, the name itself is just an artificial construct. The Constitution, as you are aware, says nothing about them. It says very little about women in general, if anything, but clearly not First Ladies. The concept of it grew up organically as each First Lady made their mark on whatever they were doing. My name is Susan Addelston. I am a retired New York City public high school social studies teacher. I spent my last several decades doing educational talks and speaking engagements for a variety of organizations. Today, I have the joy and the honor of speaking at the East Brunswick Historical Society in a beautifully restored farmhouse. My topic were the First Ladies, the secret lives of First Ladies of the United States. We had 42 of them, and in 2 hours, believe it or not, I went from Martha to Mary to Melania to Michelle and today. What role were women first expected to play? Mothers, wives. That's what a woman could do, right? There were hardly any professions, although, as you know, from early on, women did have professions. They were all different kinds of things. They just were never recognized for it. It wasn't written into the history books, but they did earn money. They did have it. So here we have a woman who is the ultimate female in the land, if that's what you want to call about it. And as with George Washington, what do we call her? Well, John Adams said maybe call them His Excellency, because that was John Adams. He was an Anglophile. Sire, Your Highness, because that's all they knew. We were the first nation in the world not to have a government of religious theocracy that ruled us, or military where everybody saluted, or a divine right of kings where if you didn't agree I burned you at the stake or took your head off or something like that. We were a civilian government, and that cannot be stressed strongly enough. We had no templates. Washington and everybody else did not look up Google and say, how do we run the government? It didn't exist. So they're making things up. And fortunately or unfortunately, depending, we are the inheritors of what they invented or did out of the genius that they were. And I firmly believe that they were, in fact, geniuses. As you understand, the 55 men that met in Philadelphia, just down the road in Independence Hall, had read widely. They all knew each other. You could have fit 50, maybe not in this room, but you could have fit 55 people, certainly in this building. They all knew each other. They were, most of them, professionals. They were relatively wealthy or well off. There were a couple of ministers that were poor, typically. There were no teachers, there were no women. But they were merchants, they were farmers, they were tradespeople. They were rich, John Hancock. This is great fun for me. I enjoy this enormously. I have a whole variety of topics, almost 60 separate things I can talk about. I'd be happy to be engaged by any educational or fun organization. This is just a joy. I hope that you all read. I hope that you all register to vote, and that you all have newspapers by subscriptions coming into your home and have a library card and use it well. Thank you very much.
She did an excellent job, and we look forward to having similar programs as we do every year. We try to do about 4 to 6 programs of interest to the general public. A lot of times we focus on East Brunswick history, but every once in a while we'll cover things at the national or state level as well. So if sometime along the way you folks listening have a chance to attend one of our programs, do so. You might find it very interesting and entertaining.